Initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5.
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2. 1. Mark.
Let's rock!
Oh, welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me. Hopefully you can hear DK.
And these are the two down here. Sorry, Cody, I stepped on the intro there, bro. Give it another hoon.
And me, Cody.
And me, Cope with it.
Oh, we fucking nailed that. We're bringing you your semi-regular double tap of all things Space Marines and Laserforce. Just off the back of last week's show, we're continuing our run into struggling to talk with anyone that isn't myself, DK, or Than. So not quite as bad tech issues as we had last week, but you know, I wouldn't say that the seas have been rough, have been plain sailing this week, but that's okay.
The resupply has only the highest standards. We are pleased to announce that the engineer responsible for last week's debacle has been fired and replaced with someone new.
Yeah, we've lost some dead weight. So as you can see, we've got a couple of special guests this week, and we'll go through and intro the boys in a second. Chat, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us today. I got a new light this week, and it looks good. And that light is thanks to your guys' subscriptions. DK, I spent all your money. Just FYI.
Good job. Well, the gravy train's over because I forgot that my Amazon Prime membership ended yesterday, so there'll be no more Bezos bucks coming for me because I'm sure shit not paying $6 a month for this.
That's a real shame.
That's more than I make off of this show. I can't afford that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like a nice little yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined this week by a couple of special guests. We have seasoned guest on our show. I think we've had on maybe twice before. I don't know. Cody, thank you for joining us again. Nice to see you.
No problem.
And all the way from Utah.
Utah, man.
I should have checked. Cope with it. Thank you for joining us, bro. Appreciate you.
Happy to be here.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about this upcoming internationals tournament, and then obviously its precursor, which is Armageddon. I think it's genius for this year that they've kind of we've tied in both tournaments to be at the same, more or less the same time, right? Like, have we done that before? Have we kind of tried to line that up before?
Not that I remember. At least I don't think there's been any back-to-back tournaments since I've started.
I was about to say, if it had happened, it would have had to have been before my first one, because since I started, it hasn't happened. Yeah,
right. And it just kind of, I mean, here I am being kind of self-serving, or like assuming that Laserforce is the only tag system that matters, but it kind of makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense to have our biggest event of the year tie in. Where does Armageddon kind of rank in the scale of tournament, like importance, relevance?
It's the most fun tournament. Most enjoyable.
Yeah. Probably the most. I'd phrase it like this, maybe, as someone who's never played it. Probably the most laser tag focused tournament, right? Like, for those who don't know, hey, Cope, for those who don't know, what's Armageddon?
Armageddon is a multi-system laser tag tournament. So you play Laserforce, Zone, Blast, Qzar, Storm, Tactical, sometimes Quest, or other systems that are out there. So lots of different laser tag manufacturers, and Armageddon is designed to bring players from each of those systems together to see who's the best at laser tag. So you play every team on every system. This year we're going to have 7 teams and 7 systems, so you're getting a good number of games in about 3 days. So it's a lot of laser tag very quickly.
That's and like I've sung its praises before. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I kind of wish that I hadn't decided to go to a baseball game instead of participating in this tournament. What a dick! So selfish.
Yeah, who watches the Mets?
I know, right? And it's not even the game. I think the game the following week is like Mets Dodgers, which I would have been more interested to go to, but I have to go see.
You're wearing a Dodgers cap. You're a Patriots fan. Why do you have my co-host have to have the worst possible taste in sports team? I swear to God.
I don't even really like baseball. I like Shohei Ohtani, like every other casual fuck. Yeah.
It's pretty good. Pretty good player.
He's a pretty good player. Look, we'll talk about Armageddon in more depth. I hate to segue. We were supposed to kind of lead off with a bunch of other stuff. We'll come back in a minute. I want to give a quick shout out to Beans, all the work that he's putting in behind the scenes, even though he ruined our stream last week. He's doing a great job, and the amount of work that he's doing is awesome. I've been working this week. That is you. I've been working this week putting together some stuff for the stream, and it's really amusing because Mischief, our good friend from Loveland, put out a video this morning, and it's the first time I've seen anyone get FOMO'd into production side of Laserforce.
Well, if it could happen to anybody, that's probably who I would imagine it's going to happen to.
So he put a video out this morning explaining that if you want, he's going to do the player profile videos this year, which secretly I'm stoked about because I really like the work that he puts in to make those. But I understand just how much effort it takes to make them. So I'm very excited. We'll be running those throughout the week of Nats. And I'm stoked that he's decided to do it. So if you wanna record a player profile video, first actually check out his channel, exclamation mischief in chat. We'll send you a link to his.
I'll try. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, the pressure. Oh,
there we go. Head over to his YouTube channel. Check out the video from this morning. It'll explain what you need to do, what he needs from you, and then he'll put those together, and we'll get those videos cranking. Also, if you haven't already done so, please submit your player profile image. I think. Is it Gabe I think Gabe's collecting those, or at least
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So please get those sorted ASAP, because the more time you can give us to make stuff happen, the better off the product will be when it comes time to Nat. So there's a couple of changes off the back of last year's stream. We're probably going to go back to using the old scoreboard, just from a trust. I've got trust issues. I went back through, and I think, after testing, there was some discrepancies in the stats during the game, which you have to have the correct info, and if we can't have it correct 100% of the time, it's probably not worth making it look pretty. So we'll go back to old faithful, but there is a couple things that I will still be able to do to make the stream look cool, which I'm all about. I'm all about making things look cool. I
think I can speak for the entire Sacramento contingent when I say that they will be happy that Scoreboard Classic is coming back.
Really? Do we have behind the scenes I hate this. This sucks. Why'd you make it?
I think some of it is an adjustment process. I admit I'm used to watching the games in that format. It makes perfect sense to me. It was more a question of, is someone who is a complete outsider to this, is this information more comprehensible this way? But in my opinion, it's still so much data that's out there. I don't think, unless someone was there to explain it to you, that it would necessarily make sense. But having the two scoreboards running at each other, it's okay, I can see that this number is bigger than this number.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I got a general idea of what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I don't know. There was pros and cons. We tried a thing, we didn't execute it perfectly, so I think we need to pivot. But yeah, we're trying to make the product something that people enjoy watching, that will hopefully attract outside interest, not necessarily from like player interest, really, because that's for us, like that's the most important thing, is can we use these tools to generate some interest in competitive laser tag, which that's why we're here. We like to compete.
And behave yourselves in chat and watch your mouths in case Snuffle's mom is watching.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, like off the back of I think when we did commentary in Detroit, or somebody was like, yeah, so Snuffle's mum doesn't really like Guy Next Door's dirty mouth. I was like, okay, all right, well, I'll try and clean it up. So I'll be fairly PG rated throughout the week, which I think I try to be the last time I was commentating as well. So yeah, we'll try and keep it pretty clean.
Well, Taipan won't be there to shout obscenities in the background, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Someone here doesn't have a job anymore, and therefore her mod time has mod time up her sleeve. That's outstanding, and I think the timing works pretty well as well too. So might have to enlist your help. All right, I think that was kind of that stuff out of the way. For anyone who ordered a tournament t-shirt, thank you very much. Appreciate you. I had a realization this week that I might get a little bit fucked with tariffs. So I'm trying to work out the best way to kind of navigate that. So I didn't really want to change the price, especially after everyone already ordered garments. But I might have to tack on a little extra for shipping. But it won't be much. It'll be like,
just do it. Like, I'll say it now on the air. Like, sorry, like tariffs are a thing and it sucks. And if you're mad about it, you should be mad about it.
I'm pretty mad about it.
But in any case, right? Like, we're not going to punish our good friend Guy Next Door because that was an unforeseen cost. So if you have to pay an extra, $10, maybe $15.
It might not be that much. It might only be.
It might not be that much.
I think it's. Saying. I haven't worked out the price. I think it's only like $5 extra per garment. Apologies for anyone who bought a lot of garments. But yeah, it sucks. I should have thought about it. Didn't think about it. It's one of those things that.
It's like you haven't been watching the news in the last 3 years. Come on, man.
You know what? I'm trying to keep relatively neutral so that they'll let me in when I get there next month. But
yes, that's right.
Yeah,
we have no problem paying a little bit more for the shirts.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, let's circle back. I didn't mean to derail our focus, but let's talk more about Armageddon, and then we'll switch to talking about Nats. So Cope, what is your role with Geddon? Like, what do you do?
At this point, just a player. I've helped in the committees and stuff for planning it over the years. But Greg is the leader of Armageddon at this point, and then Shell and Slayer have both stepped up a lot this last 2 years to really help bring everything together. So those three are the big organizers, I would say.
And that's Greg, like Redneck Tech fame. Oh,
yep,
he's exactly my favorite. That's really cool. So you're I guess don't have to take on much of the stress for this year.
Nope, it's all on them for the most part. And then Ricky as well, as the founder of Armageddon and still involved in all of the planning.
Shout out. What's Ricky's code name?
Dark Angel.
Dark Angel's a name that has been around for a long, long time, right?
Yep.
Like Force even?
I don't know how much he's played on Force, but it's been at least since the early 2000s that he's been playing competitively in Quest, Armageddon, all of those different things.
Yeah, hasn't played a Force Nats that I know of.
Oh, right. It could be just projecting, but do I recall that name on the LF forums?
Maybe. It's
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
remember
say
off the top of my
yes.
head, but
Because that's before my time, so I couldn't
Yeah.
contribute to that. But
we did have a couple of like non-Force players who came over from like the Zone or the Dark Light forums because I know Fan knew some people who were
well, that would
in
make
those
sense because I'm
communities.
pretty sure Ricky has a lot of Darklight experience, so
So that might be
that would
what we're
track.
thinking of.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
just
One of the few other systems I've played a tournament on.
I do remember like names from the LA forums days. Were you on there, Cope? How long have you been around for?
I started in 2013. So
Oh yeah,
not quite far enough back.
I mean that's still a decent chunk of time, right? Like,
Yeah. I
it's
have
long.
like 2013 is like those are very seasoned, veteran, experienced players now. In 2013 was not just a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
The way that I'm used to thinking about it.
it's the same with like I think of like 2018, 2019 as like, oh, that wasn't that long ago, but actually it was quite a while ago now. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you've been like, if you have players that started kind of around that time. I think you were saying, DK, like that's kind of when a lot of the Sacramento kids kind of started, right? It was around that
Yeah, it was
time.
around like the 13, 14, 15
Yeah.
range. Yeah.
That's wild, dude. And they're all old people now. Oakley had a Night Angel too. Yeah, maybe it was like, I'm just remembering Angel with some sort of tack on, but that's rad. Well, that must. How do you find that? Is that like a relief for you that you kind of like, all right, I can put this down and I know that it's in safe hands?
So it's never been in my hands. I've just been a big proponent or a big supporter of Armageddon, always
Right.
talking about it and playing in all these different tournaments. You just keep trying to convince everyone else to play it.
Yeah, very familiar. How many Gearden tournaments have you played?
All of them since 2013. I think we missed a year and then missed 2 for COVID. So I've played 10.
Because you guys generally do a couple a year, right?
So there's one official Armageddon tournament a year, and then occasionally they'll organize mini get-ins to help people practice and learn the other systems. But it's one big tournament a year.
Yeah, right on. We tried. I had a conversation. So we had Zone Nabs. I'm not sure what competition it was recently. And I went up there to kind of like meet new people and stuff. I've got no interest in playing Zone, but it was cool to meet laser tag enthusiasts and stuff. But we kind of discussed like potentially a Australasian or an Oceanic get-in tournament. I just thought it would be cool. I don't know if we get like it's hard obviously to get people to come down from all over the place.
And you've only
if you line it up the next time we have Nats down there,
maybe
you'll definitely have me interested.
Yeah, right on. But yeah, like I think you were just about to say, we don't really have the systems, right? I think we have 3.
You've got Force, Zone, and then Delta Strike, I think.
Yeah.
Those are the big 3 there.
Yeah. I think one of the boys was saying that we have can't remember the site, maybe Darklight somewhere in the South Island. I don't know. It's some other of the other ones. Yeah, not the big 3.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Cope, you might have more knowledge of this than I do, but outside of Force and Zone, the other systems that are played at Geddon, are they having tournaments really outside of Geddon, or is Geddon kind of now becoming the tournament event for those systems as well?
So the Storm scene is still alive and well.
Oh, sure.
There's only 2 real sites of Storm, and those are in Warren, Ohio, and Pittsburgh. So they're about an hour away from each other, and they bounce back and forth for regionals every other month, it feels like. So they're still doing a lot of tournaments and having a nationals. Zone's got an active scene, and then Force. Those are the big 3.
Right on.
Storm, I forgot about. Yeah, thank you for jogging my memory.
Over in the UK and stuff, they've got a bunch of other scenes that are self-contained and have some tournaments here and there.
I think it was the first I had heard of Armageddon was the UK scene. And I think because they had been, again, maybe just making shit up, but I think they had been doing kind of Armageddon tournaments like since the early or mid 2000s, like from memory, I think.
So I think the Brit came over to a couple U.S. Armageddons and then started it over there for
Right.
UK Armageddons. And shout out to the Brit. Yeah, so they've been playing over there for a couple years now, at least.
Yeah, right on. Well, maybe I'm misremembering that because I was like, I think early on I thought that Armageddon was its own tag system. Like I think because I hadn't really paid much attention. Yeah, right on. Hey, Cody, how many Geddons have you played?
So my first Gen was in 2019, and I've played in all of them since then, except the last one.
Yeah.
Because I was spending way too much money going to Brisbane, so couldn't really swing both of them, which sucked because I enjoy playing Armageddon. But other than last year, I've played all of them since 2019.
What do you like about it?
I don't want to say that it's not competitive because it is, but I like that the more like laid back environment that it has. Like, not that the tournament's not fun, but some of the most fun parts about the tournament are the stuff that we get into outside of the tournament.
Yeah.
There's like, it's such a huge social event, I guess I'll call it, that it's great for mingling, meeting people, and playing laser tag.
I like that, man. I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about how I feel about Nats, and that's the part of Nats I think that I like the most is the socializing. The games are fun most of the time, but you go to the bar afterwards, or you go out for lunch, one of the days, or all of obviously the awards dinner for the most part for me is one of the highlights of the week. So I can understand how all of that will draw you back to playing every year, especially like, I don't know, because I like as a force only player, I can see the appeal of like trying your hand at other systems if you don't normally play them. But would you guys say that like a good portion of the player base, they have their, like, they would consider themselves like a zone player or a force player, or are the most of them are they like, oh, no, we play Armageddon, we like just laser tag? Like where does that kind of line get drawn?
You want to take that one, Cody?
Yeah, I think I'd say that everyone who plays is just kind of like someone who generally loves laser tag as a whole. But for the most part, except for maybe people that have actually branched out and played tournaments in other systems than their original one, people will still identify as like, oh, I'm a force player or I'm a zone player, whatever their primary system is. But it's not like we're having culture wars or anything like that where you're getting zone and force players just butting heads at the tournament or whatever. Like, everyone has what they natively identify as, but everyone is also just there to play laser tag as we enjoy playing laser tag.
Yeah, so who could forget that brawl at the car park we had with the zone players last year? Things just got out of hand.
It's like a 50s I did have when I was up with the zone crew at this tournament recently, I went up for their awards dinner, and I got accosted. I can't remember the guy's name now, but it was one of the dudes who is very, very good, drunkenly telling me why force is inferior compared to zone. And as much as I really like, he was, like, obviously inebriated, but was in pretty good spirits, and I really wanted to have the debate with him, but I was like, I better not, because he's wrong and I'd hate to embarrass him. Right on. Okay, so shall we have a look? Because just before we went live, you sent me a link. We'll change across to here. We'll have a look at it, hopefully. Here we go. Boom. Cope, what are we looking at here? What does this website do?
So this is the website that Greg built and put together for Armageddon. It's basically the one, like everything in one hub for Armageddon this year, brand new. Right now we're looking at the teams for this year. So 7 teams, all of them listed here. First column is OF, only fatness.
That's immediately my favorite team.
Yep, they made a whole team website last year, which is still up, where you can see a few bios for the Only Fatness team.
I think I remember because they had like the OF logo, right? They made I do remember
with
this.
the
Yeah,
donut and-
yeah.
Yep.
That's genius.
Then we've got Don't Tase Me Bro, which is led by Axeman, a Force player out of Syracuse, and quite a few other Force players on that team. Turtle Annihilation, which is led by Skills. My team, Coping Mechanisms.
Nice.
Then we've got Cody's team. You want to introduce them, Cody?
Yep, we are Team Loco, which stands for Laserforce Official Complaint Office.
Someone changed their name to Karen on that team. That would be ideal, I think.
Karen Dama.
Unnamed Karen.
The last 2 teams we've got are Plausible Deniability, led by Scuba, and the Shadow Syndicate, led by Ninja Gangsta.
Right on. Is that Terrence? That's not Terrence from Detroit, is it? No, okay.
Nope.
Right on.
Nope. Terrence is a Blast player, originally from Michigan, but now lives out in Baltimore.
Right on. I mean, looking at these teams, there are a few very familiar names that pop up, specifically with your team, Cope.
Yep.
Is this essentially you? What's that? Mostly, if not all, St. George players?
Yeah, we've got 6 St. George players. Myself, Slaughtermelon, Snuffles, Rockwood, Metalface, and Vulcan are all from St. George. We were originally building another Force team to match up with Cody, where we had Baden and Taipan on that team. Unfortunately, they had to drop out, but still representing Georgian Force pretty heavily on this team.
Who would drop out of a Geddon tournament?
Yeah.
Terrible form. Terrible
form. That would have been pretty OP to have Taipan and Baden join you guys on that team, like specifically during the SM5 portion of Geddon. Because that's what you guys play, right? You don't play any other Force games, just Space Marines?
Just SM5, but it's 8 players in the arena, 4 scouts. So plenty of points for those commanders.
And how long are the games? Are they full 15-minute?
No, I think they are 12 minutes if they make it that long, but most games end in an elim pretty quickly.
Right.
We would do 15 minutes if we had time in the schedule for it, but it's kind of just whatever our allotted time frame is we will shorten the games to whatever fits.
Yeah, right on. Do you mess with like the reset settings and shit, or is it just okay, cool? Not like the Czech Republic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea is to play the tournament game for that system in its pure form for the most part. So, I mean, it's not 100% pure because obviously it's 8-on-8, but it's still like it is still Space Marines. It's closer to Space Marines than any other type of tournament.
Cody, your team also has a lot of Force names in there.
Yeah.
I mean, are they all? The only one I don't recognize is the Jaeger King.
He is the only one on the team that isn't a Force player, and we just picked him up this week so that we
I know who that is, though.
A 9th.
You know who the Jaeger King is?
Oh yeah, are they Michigan based?
No, I think Virginia. Trips, Travis.
Okay. I'm only connected to them through like the East Coast tag players are all like mutual friends on Facebook. So I'm like, I know you're from somewhere on the East Coast. Like I know who that is, but yeah.
I assume being the Jaeger King, he would have diametrically opposed viewpoints on life from Fireball DK. This is much like Force versus Zone discussion. Those are two awesome looking, like, awesome looking teams, but specifically for the Force part. So when you go into like the Space Marines portion of Armageddon, is it kind of a foregone conclusion that those two teams are like going to be 1 and 2?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I can't speak for before 2019, but I have a feeling when it comes to the pure quality of the game, when we play each other, it's probably going to be the highest quality SM5 game that's ever happened at an Armageddon.
So
100%.
Not an Armageddon for sure. Like I think that is because there's usually only been like a Force team at Armageddon, so Force teams.
And
don't
if
have
there
a chance
are
to play each
4
other in that
players,
format.
they're usually spread out amongst multiple teams, so it's not like
Yeah.
you get a whole team of Force playing another whole team of Force.
do you
Yep.
think? Sorry, go ahead, Cope.
And there's quite a few other Force players spread out throughout all of the other teams. Like Only Fatness has Micro on it. Turtle Annihilation has Disco Stew on it. And then quite a few other players from Syracuse are mixed on the other team. So like this year is going to be a pretty heavy Force tournament with a lot of experienced players. So all of them should be pretty good games, but I don't think any of them can really compete with Cody's team or my team.
Oh, I didn't.
At least in Force.
Tivia's playing as well. That's rad. I'm very much looking forward to meeting Tivia in person. What a legend. What an absolute legend, a laser tag. Havoc, Mama Bear, they're Q's Force players, is that right?
Havoc was a Tron player who goes to play in queues every once in a while. They're about an hour away. And then Mama Bear is definitely a Syracuse Force player.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, because there's a lot of crossover between Axeman's team for Geddon and the Syracuse C team, from what I can tell.
I was gonna ask, so from my understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, when at Armageddon the rule sets kind of change, right? Like the rule set is slightly different than like Laserforce International's rule set.
Yeah, we play kind of like the old US rules where you don't have to show another sensor when you shoot, because our system would be the only system that does that, and that's kind of like a big thing to learn. So teaching everyone in a 5-minute briefing before the game how to legally shoot is a headache. So we kind of leave that out.
Yeah.
And I'd say, at least from my experience, like, especially if you're already an experienced Force player, even if you have players from other systems that are pop shotting or whatever, it's at that level, it doesn't really matter that much. If you see another Force player doing it to you, it might be a little bit of an annoyance, but
yeah,
I'm not really too worried about players from like Storm or Quest pop shotting me around a wall. I'm just gonna hit their phaser.
That leads me into my next question, which is, when you guys do play each other at Force, what do you do there? Do you do a gentleman's agreement that, okay, well, seeing as we're all like Force players, let's do international rules, or do you just play within the rules that tournament has? Or even not thought about it?
I don't. It hasn't even come up yet. I mean, I have no issues either way. We want to do normal Force rules, I'm fine with it. We want to do normal Armageddon rules, I'm fine with it. My only thought about with it is God forbid somebody gets tilted in the middle of the game and decides, screw it, I'm doing it this way now. It's Armageddon rules. It's not like they can stop them.
The nuclear option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm just imagining now, like Micro being able to pop shot upside down is heavy around.
I had to deal with that in 2021, I think it was, when we played in Detroit. Oh, that was not fun, getting dinked down the ramps by Micro playing heavy on Gen 7 packs that barely worked.
And the windows upstairs in Detroit as well. Micro just knows it perfectly, so you're getting down no matter what at that point.
I hated those windows. It's so bad.
Because I think I've mentioned this before, like in other podcasts or whatever, but like we play Armageddon, and every system, when it comes to like shielding or blind firing, has the same rule. The only rule is you have to be able to see what you're shooting at.
Right.
And it's like, we go play other systems, like we go play Zone, we go play Blast. I have no issues, like second nature, seeing someone around a corner and just dinking them around the wall. We get to play SM5, and it's like SM5 brain flips on, and I completely forget that I'm allowed to do that in Armageddon until somebody does it to me, and I'm like, I forgot I could do that now.
I think.
I mean, I hate you, but that's allowed.
Yeah. It's so hard to break that habit as well. Like if you are so used to playing like force rules or international force rules, it's so hard to switch. Like, how do you guys kind of like Cope? How do you kind of find that during the
It,
tournament?
it's even harder going the other way. So I've been playing a lot more Force this year, and going from shooting around corners and stuff to having to be locked in and showing a sensor. It's pretty hard. It takes a lot of thought process for those first couple of months before you feel more natural with it. But
Yeah.
during Armageddon, you just try and follow the rules as best you can. And if you don't feel comfortable shooting around the wall, you just wait for the person to come around and still shoot them anyways.
Yeah, right
And
on.
like I mentioned, I think just the level of gap in skill between most Force players and non-Force players is that even if you were playing as normal Force rules against a whole team of people that weren't, it probably wouldn't matter, honestly, for the most part.
Yeah.
What? Go ahead, Cope.
I would say it wouldn't change the outcome whether you had the rules in place or not. Knowledge of the game, strategy, meta overrides any physical skill at that point.
Like being up and watching the zone players in their environment do their thing just makes me realize that I don't know how, outside of like a, again, not casual but like semi-competitive environment like Gillen seems to be, I don't know if I would be able to like be anywhere in like competitive enough to make me feel good about playing.
The other thing
It's too
is I
hard.
won't necessarily say rules aren't in Force. Like, they are.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nothing like being at a Force tournament. Because, like, when we play our Nats and our other tournaments, we'll have 12, 13, 14 refs in the arena during a game.
Yeah.
Armageddon, there's like 2, maybe 3. And
Yeah.
you'll be lucky if it's even people that play Force in the first place.
Yeah.
Especially, like, when we play each other, like, there's almost all of your experienced Force players and all playing. So now you're going to have to find
You got
refs
Stu,
elsewhere.
Micro, and that's about it.
There might be an audience for that game, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You guys aren't streaming these, right?
We
probably
are
will be.
planning to. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Maybe
At least the ones at the Fun Warehouse, I would not be surprised. Because
I
which
guess it'd be
events
good
are you
test stream.
guys playing at the Fun Warehouse? Aside from Laserforce, there are 4 other systems we can play there.
So
Qzar, Storm, Blast, and Tactical, I believe, are all at the Fun Warehouse.
Yep.
Cody, I will say this again. You're the only person I know to get a penalty in Quest.
And I still think it was BS.
Of course you do. So shit, I was gonna
Since it's tactical, you can climb like onto the pillars and the barrels, right? Because it's tactical, right? You should be allowed to do that, right?
Yeah,
Just gonna climb up on top of the middle barrel and just be a sentry across the entire arena.
I was gonna ask, like, the oh my god, it's gone again. Oh my goodness, stupid like attention span. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna make a comment. So it seems, I think a lot of the time people don't intentionally cheat. I'm talking from like with the lens of Space Marines, right? I don't think people intentionally cheat. It's most of the time it's sloppy technique. And so I guess like in a situation where you're playing this rule set, then that's why it doesn't really matter for penalties, right? Like it's people are the vibe of that tournament seems to be that everyone is there to have fun and still play good, but like, nobody's out there trying to like push the envelope too hard to a point where people this guy
it's
sucks.
much more of a social event. I like, not that people aren't there trying to win. Everyone is still there trying to win, but it's not, it doesn't get to the competitive levels that a system Nats probably does.
Yeah. I don't know. I would still say, and maybe this because I'm naive, but I give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Which is kind of why I really loved when Force moved to 0-point penalties, because I don't think people are out there intentionally trying to cheat. I think people just either make a mistake or like they chase someone because they didn't necessarily know. Nobody's like trying to like intentionally chase people and kill them or like intentionally blind fire or for the most part. Maybe there are certain people that do that, no longer play with us.
There were a few people I think back in the day who either would have or did take advantage of the kind of 0 point penalty environment. But I would say the worst that happens now is you have some people that are not intentionally trying to cheat, but they are habitual line steppers, shall we say. And so it's like sometimes if they gotta get smacked back in the middle of the tournament, it's like, no, it's becoming too much of a problem. Like you either need to clean up or these are gonna start counting.
Yeah.
And we have had that happen in a couple of tournaments. And that usually seems to have the effect of getting people to clean up their game. So it's like we use the carrot for the most part, but the stick is available if it really comes to that.
Yeah, right on. Right. This website here, what else are we looking at? Like this is where people should come to if they want to follow the tournament. Is that right?
Yes. I'm not sure what the URL is for the website, but if you go over to the different tabs up top, you can see the schedule, where the rankings are, how players are doing stat-wise. So if you click systems and then pick one of the other ones, you can see the standings right there. So this will have all of the live stats and recently updated stats from the tournament.
Ooh, hit-to-hit comparisons. That's cool.
Yep.
Let's go. Loco, calculate. I'm not gonna break it. It's like I can't calculate zeros. All right, not year played. Someone's good at coding. Tied. Oh, there's one tie. That's rad. That's really cool. Do we have this for LF stats?
I don't know about that specifically, but I mean, there are a lot of head-to-head stats you can see for a tournament and that kind of thing. We've actually had last couple of events has been quite a lot of fun been had just between me and the other people that I'm staying with at a house to like check our stats at the end of the tournament, being like, oh, I outshot you, I got you, 17 to 10 this week or whatever. So you can check that kind of stuff. In terms of the comparison of teams, well, I know for LF stats, if you click on a team during the tournament, it will take you to their site and show you how they have done against all the other teams. So I mean, we have a version of this,
right?
But this is definitely like it looks good. It's got very slick interface. It's very like it brings some laser tag nostalgia for me, I guess. Just the way this is presented, it just seems very laser tag acculturated.
It kind of cool as well, like and just for my very limited click through, but just looking at this, it kind of also acts as your accountability for teams, right? Like teams know when they need to be in certain places and what they're playing and stuff, right?
So we also have Kelly, Jello Town, who keeps us on schedule and does a lot of that work, helping us stay on time. So
she's the best.
A huge shout out for that.
Yeah. She's been cracking the whip now in the Force International scene for a few years, which is nothing short of amazing work from Jello It's
I think every tournament I've been in that Kelly was there, we've been on or ahead of schedule, and then every tournament she's not there, we fall way behind.
Yeah.
Correlation is not causation, but there may be something to that.
Rankings. So what's the system? Oh, okay. So you can click the drop down for the systems and actually break it down per system.
It'll show the schedule for each one.
What's the difference between Qzar and Storm?
So
you got it.
Qzar and Storm are being played at the same time this year. Because the Syracuse arena is so large, we're splitting it in half and playing Qzar on the left and Storm on the right. So those games are being run at the same time. The schedule, therefore, is just mixed in, showing both of those systems together.
Does that mess with like like comms in the arena?
Nope. My understanding is they work a little bit different as far as the radio signals and stuff. So there's no interference or crossover between the two. We've done it in the past where we're running multiple systems at the same time. So we're not expecting any issues with that.
How is it for like the player themselves? Like as a player, you're in there at the same time. Can you hear, chaos happening over the fence, so to speak?
So it's been a couple years since we've played two systems in the arena at the same time. Generally, Storm, you have headsets on, so there's not as much verbal communication. They tend to be quieter games. And then Qzar, the vests themselves are pretty loud. So you'll probably be able to hear the other system next to you, but I don't think it'll interfere with any communication strategy or any of that type of stuff.
Headsets? That's rad. Why don't we have headsets for Space Marines? That would be.
Because I want to put on your sweaty headset after you've been playing the whole game, Steve.
I mean, yeah, that's fair play. But is that does it work the same way with Storm? Like, you come out, you're like, here you go, just wipe it off and then chuck it on.
I mean, they're plastic headsets, so they're not too bad. Yeah, it's fine.
DK just soft, being soft. That'd be really cool. I'd love to play. We should test that at some point. Playing Force with
You can go full circle back to the helmet suits.
Yeah. Yes.
Steve's upset that he missed the early '90s with the helmet suits.
Well, I've got a home photon set on my shelf over there. There's a massive box with these flimsy plastic crappy helmets, but it's amazing. The artwork on them is so cool. Yeah, we need headsets. Let's put this to the top. I'm gonna fire Troy a message. I've already annoyed him again this week with something that he's probably like, look, that's not my job. I was like, how about Laserforce creates a scoreboard that looks great but also works if you're trying to stream this shit? We're trying to help you. And he was like, the short answer is no, and the long answer is also no. Okay, fine.
I am not your immediate supervisor. There are perhaps dozens of people between us.
Yeah, at some point he's gonna block me, and I'll understand why.
And he will be correct.
Yeah. Photon is in September. Is there still
Photon?
Wow, Phocon. What's Phocon?
That's the con for Photon. I mean, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I probably could have put that
Look,
together.
the name's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just guessing here, but if it's something other than that, then I have no idea.
But Photon doesn't exist anymore, right? As a system.
So there's some people out in Maryland who were Photon operators back in the 80s, 90s, and they have been trying to revive the equipment to do a annual or semi-annually Phocon event where you get to relive those days and play the original laser tag.
That's rad. I mean, as an enthusiast, like Geddon would kind of be an awesome place to implement that, right? Like, is there you guys as players, like, is there like a thirst for bringing Photon back into the fold?
We would love to. I think there are quite a few players who really wanted it and started on Photon and would love to play it again. The issue is the reliability, just having the equipment last for all of the tournament games. And
if only we had some sort of system that could emulate Photon and some sort of Photon emulation.
Plug those headsets in.
Yeah, exactly right. But is there scope to add some of that, like play Photon emulation or like laser ball or outside of forces, outside of Space Marines 5? Like, is there any appetite for
you guys switch laser ball to Photon emulation? I might play the side event this year.
But yeah, is that something you guys would want to do, or are you kind of like, nah, we play Space Marines on Force. That's enough of that shit.
For the tournament itself, we try and play the official tournament format as much as we can, and then just keep it to one system game per system. And then there is a lot of parking lot laser tag, so you'll have QZR duels out in the parking lot, people playing zone packs, some old V4s floating around, and you'll get a lot of outside of the arena tag, and that's where those type of things would really come alive.
I should bring my lock-on headsets. That'll be. You guys didn't have lock-on, did you? In the States, lock-on was cool as shit. I think it was Sega. I think it was their like laser tag system. Yeah, like a little like Dragon Ball Z Scouter type thing on, and it tells you how many lives you had left. It was the best. Really, really cool. All right, this website's rad. I would assume that it will be probably put into the various tournament like Facebook / Discord pages for people to check out, and if they want to follow along, they can go through and look at the stats and shiz. I could just put it in. Is this a live link?
I don't know. I know Greg has shared the link in like the Armageddon Facebook group, but I'm not sure if it's going to change. So I wouldn't bookmark the link, but I think you can share it.
Okay, I'll put it in chat if anyone wants to click through and have a look-see. And if you like stats, which I know that there are certainly a lot of players that do like stats in our community, like go and check it out and follow along. Choose your favorite team. Mine, only fatness.
I will mention that.
Not even rooting for one of the Force teams.
I will mention that anybody who is in town by then, because Sunday evening is supposed to be like the official practice for Force Nats. Well, Armageddon is finishing with Force that morning. So anybody who is obviously already here on Sunday can come in a little early and see the Armageddon Force games going on before all of the Nats stuff starts to kick off.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
At this point, we're due to get in Saturday afternoon, so good chance.
Where are you? We just, bear with us while we work out our schedules. Are you flying directly into Q's, DK?
I mean, more or less. Yeah, we have a short layover in Chicago, but yeah.
Okay, right on. Yeah, all right. I'm catching the train, I think, from New York City to Syracuse on the Saturday morning, which, it's 5.5 hours on a train, which I'm not super excited about.
You might be able to get there in time for us to play tactical.
Really? Maybe I will come and play with you guys then. Oh, it's too late. You've got a 9th. Oh, well. I should have. Could have, would have. That would have been fun as shit.
So are you guys playing an event the Saturday night at the Fun Warehouse?
Yep. We play tactical after we get back from Ben Salem.
Okay. So if we want to get in any Space Marines practice, we better do it before you guys get back then.
Sorry, I got a message from my mother. Very loudly would have come through over the stream too, so apologies for that.
Steve, pick up your phone.
Yeah, where are you? I'm busy. I'm doing shit. All right, shall we? Is there anything else that we haven't talked about Armageddon that we kind of should talk about?
It's really fun, really good people. Yeah.
I mean, those are also very important things. If you are interested, if you're on the fence and aren't attending a baseball game on the Friday night, maybe you should get amongst and play some Armageddon. Let me switch back to this. Here we go. All right. UFC will be on at tag. Bars won't show UFC. What? Bars don't show the UFC over there?
Maybe he'll get
not usually, especially because they've changed how all the TV deals work, because it's not like a pay-per-view model anymore. So you need to have like a business subscription to Paramount Plus to even be able to do that if you wanted to, and that's probably dumb expensive.
I am impartial because I still want to get into your country next month, so I won't express my views on that.
I'm already in the country, on the other hand, so I'll tell.
It seems like a smart, well-run thing that is happening.
Definitely not nickel and diming people to death
Oh my
because they're
God.
just a bunch of ghouls.
I mean, it's great for the individual because if I have a Paramount Plus subscription, I don't have to pay for a pay-per-view every month if I want to watch it.
True.
But if you're a business that wants to show it, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, right on. I don't really care about the UFC anyway, so whatever. But
Bro, that's why like bars were created in the whole the
Yeah.
whole reason in the first place. That's
you
what I'm
get
saying.
shit-faced, you watch people fighting, you get all riled up, you go outside, you fight in the parking lot. This is just like,
Yeah.
you know, tag in the parking lot.
That's been going on since like 12,000 BC, probably.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, how has your NATS, your Laserforce Space Marines Internationals training begun? We'll start with you, Cope. So obviously you're playing this year. Your team name is
The Utah Heat Seekers.
Your logo is really cool, by the way. I really like it.
I think Marco did it. So
yeah, it looks like one of his. Yeah. So how's your guys' prep going? You guys are still playing every week, right? Your site hasn't gone anywhere yet.
No, we're still playing. And it's going really well. Excited, getting a lot of practice, mixing up teams here and there, trying to figure everything out for ourselves. It's going really well.
What's kind of like a training night look like for you guys? Are you just like playing on a members night or?
Yeah, so we play Tuesdays. The games are mixed in with the public, so we'll play every other game. Usually get 6 games in a night.
Right. That's
we'll
great.
set aside probably 2 or 3 to do structured lineups that we want to practice and stuff like that, and then random draws for the other games.
Who are you playing against?
So we usually mix up the teams. So rather than doing an A versus B, we're finding our practice works by just mixing up the teams.
So you'll split out like Resupply and Heavy, you're on red, and the attacking 3 will be on green or whatever.
Caleb and Snuffles aren't allowed to play together.
Is Thunder still playing with you guys? Well, shame.
Nope, haven't seen Thunder in a little bit.
He's busy. He's deep into dad life, right? Like his kids are now getting older and require more attention. No. Just kidding. That's cool though. So have you got like a regular 6 that you're playing against?
So we've got 12 to 15 people that come pretty consistently. Usually we can get a strong, informed 12 who know how to play the game at a good enough level that we can get those good practices in.
Any familiar names?
I think all of the ones that you would know are registered for Nats. So
Right.
We got our team, and then Vulcan, Firesword just left. There's also Zeta. There's quite a few out here.
That's cool. Like I think that's if you can mix in like do the split and have a regular not training night, but like some regular practice, it makes all the difference, man. Like it's well, I know in the build up to the last couple, Auckland hasn't really had the opportunity to do it because either we've been closed or like
your entire city floods for some reason.
yeah. So yeah, like those are invaluable games. Like, how are you feeling like as a team?
We're feeling good. We're going in with the goal to compete for first, so we're hoping it comes out in our favor. We're excited and
pretty strong lineup too. Like you got some big talent on there and like former champs as well. So it's exciting. Like how you, because how many Nats have you played?
So I played 1 Nats in the past. It was 2 weeks after I played my first Space Marines game at Armageddon. So that was back in 2013, and then that was a lot for someone who had never played Force before. But then
where was 13? Is that Colorado?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, is that the one we don't talk about? No,
not really. I mean, that one did have a kind of now entertaining but never should have happened in the first place. Negative 24K event, but that was something different. But no, the event on the whole, I think, was actually really good. That was a nice tournament.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So this is your this is your second one.
Yep, second official one.
Finally, 13 years later.
Moved out to St. George almost a year and a half ago now. So since moving out here, started playing Force and have really gotten into it and love it. So
where are you from originally?
Originally from Michigan. I spent a few years in Ohio and stuff, but yeah.
I was gonna say I was either Wolverines cap or Monsters Inc. I don't want to assume, so because both are good hats.
It doesn't have the eyeball though.
True, the eyeball's inside the whole time. Did you not know that? Right on. Okay, so wait. So does that mean that you've kind of come up through Detroit's? Like, were you playing at Revolution?
So I played a couple weeks there before Nats and have known all of the Detroit Force guys from when they played Blast, which is my home system. So played with Disco Stu. He was actually the manager of the site that I started playing laser tag at.
Yep.
Played with him a lot. Micro came out for a while when I was first starting, and then we got really close playing Blast all the time back in around 2013 to 2015. I think Laser Edge Revolution took a bit of a break right around the time after I started playing Force. So there wasn't much going on for me to play then. Have really good close relationships with Micro, Scythe, Stu, quite a few of the Detroit people.
Like the stalwarts of Detroit Laser Force. Are you heading to the couple next week, the final kind of hurrah?
So I did fly out there for the one they did on Monday, the 26th, like Memorial Day. RIP Laser Edge. So it'll be sad to see it go.
For sure. It always is, eh? Like, it's so you go do it.
My keyboard, no.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see them close, man. But I don't know. It might make room for a new thing to grow. That would be kind of nice if that ends up being the case.
You never know.
You never know. Cody, how's your prep gone? How are you guys feeling?
We haven't really had that much practice because we're having a hard time getting people's asses in the door to play some tag.
Don't you have three teams?
Yeah,
they're getting complacent. Cope. I'll see you in finals.
That's all the. That's basically sums up my frustration about it.
Right.
But I don't think we've had an actual practice since the shindig that we hosted.
Right.
Although hopefully we're gonna change that next week. We're trying to plan for Sunday to get a bunch of people together. My thoughts about it are, at least for our A team, it's not the end of the world. I mean, obviously we'd want to practice, but we've all been playing for so long, and the tournament's in our own arena. There's really nothing else that we could learn in our own site at this point.
That's the
just by playing amongst ourselves. Just by playing amongst ourselves.
I get it.
So I wish we were still playing just to keep the legs moving and whatnot. But I don't think it's the end of the world for us. For B and C team, I'm much more worried for them.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm hoping that the plans that we have for next Sunday get together and we're able to get at least the C team in the door, because they haven't practiced together as a full team once yet, I don't think. So I'm hoping at least they show up, and then maybe we're able to get B team. Maybe we can get Stu to come down for the weekend, and all of B team is able to show up as well, and we can get like a full 3 teams worth of practice. Yeah,
I mean, Hammer chat is cracking me up. But I see where you're coming from, because like at this point you guys have a lot of Nats caps under your belt. That's a mixed metaphor.
That's where you keep caps, right?
Yeah.
Under the belt. I wore an onion on my belt in those days, as was the style at the time.
But I don't know. I'm a big proponent for like Nats prep. I think it's like a definitely a bonus to be able to play on the regular, especially for B and C teams, man. Like, I know. Again, I can only draw on like my past experience, but like when we have gone into tournaments at our most competitive, at the most competitive that we've ever been, which is kind of that mid to late 2000s period, we had the support of a B team that was there every week to get the shit kicked out of them, but also it brought them up. Like, I think we talked about it with the Loveland crew as well, like their performance in their home arena in 20, when was it,
24.
Yeah. Obviously it was it was really good, but their B team played exceptional because they were used again to having that high,
and that was a product of practice for sure.
Yeah. And they're the ones that benefit from it. Like, it sucks to go through the process because generally you're getting smashed every week, unless, as you said, Cope, you split your team out and you can kind of run those lineups, right? But I think there is definitely benefits to having your ass kicked like for a year straight by your A team, because it sharpens you. Like, it makes you ready for, if you're by the end of that process able to, maybe not win games, but at least last games or push the A team or whatever. It means that when you go into playing the other teams that are coming from out of town, you're like, well, it can't be any worse than what we've just been through. Like, we should be okay.
Did Beans just hit us with the no one wants to work anymore?
Did he? What did he say?
It's like, these newer players, they can't handle the pressure. They don't want to get better. Go back to yelling at your cloud, old man.
I mean, to be fair, when I first started playing back in 2015, 2016, pretty much all of our practice nights were just A team playing B team playing C team every time, every day that we played. And nowadays, really the only time we do team specific practices like that is in lead ups to Nats and stuff like this. Nowadays,
Which
pretty much everything is just
perfectly fine.
Randomize all the games. So it's just kind of like a different approach.
I agree with you, DK. I don't mind. I think if you've got the luxury of being able to have a couple of days where you can come and play, like we would run Tuesdays would stay members nights, and so it's hard to break yourself out of the Nats mindset. Like, every game, like, I want to beat my opponent and play the best that I can. But there is room for fun at a members night versus if you're there for like a Sunday training session or something, you're there for a purpose.
Generally speaking, when we were in the run up to a Nats, maybe like a couple months before, we would usually play like the last one or maybe two games to play a full match. Like the last one or two games of the night would be like the A versus B practice or official Nats practices games. And then when we'd be getting close, like maybe the last month or the last couple of weeks, that might start taking up maybe the majority of a member night. But other than that, like I wouldn't say like we played A versus B when we didn't have a tournament for 8 months or something. Because I think there is sort of a danger there in like getting labeled as an A team player versus a B team player. And if you're constantly playing better teams all the time, like you might still be losing, but you start missing some of the improvements that people are making. And occasionally the ways in which some of the better players might start getting complacent because they're used to being with the other good players all the time. So mixing it up is good for everybody. Ultimately, it helps the newer players develop, and it helps the more experienced players stay sharp because they have to play against their top players. They can't just play with them all the time.
Plus, some people just want social laser tag, right? Like, that's why they come to a members night.
I guess if you enjoy other people's company at laser tag or something.
I mean, competitive games are more fun than games that you know the outcome going into it.
100%.
So members nights that mix up those teams so you can have somewhat fair games is more fun than a clear A versus B team matchup.
Yeah, exactly right. Plus, it is important for people to experience both highs and lows. Like, you can't, as you say, like DK, like complacency sets in if you're just always experiencing the high of winning. or against like a lesser opponent.
Yeah. Unless you're Brisbane and you just dominate for 20 years.
Fuckers. What are you doing for the next 30 years? I don't know, being awesome at laser tag. Cool. Rude. You feel like that helps people get better at every position? I think so too, or at the very least, like experience other positions. Because I don't know, in the lead up to like when we do Nats practice, you usually go into a tournament having a clear idea of what your role is going to be. Like, do you guys? We'll start with you, Cope. Do you? And I'll extend this to DK as well. But Cope, do you know what kind of role you're playing at Nats, or are you guys a little bit more fluid?
I feel like I'm the most locked into playing scout. Being the newest player on the team, it wouldn't make sense for me to play a 3-hit, but I think the rest of our roles are going to be figured out while we're there.
Cody, like I assume you guys are kind of, well, you like to change it up, but yeah.
I mean, we have a lineup that we're probably going to run like 90% of the time. So I feel like the only changes that we would like, well, we have kind of like backup ideas, but those are only going to be like, all right, we're going to try this if stuff's going wrong.
Right.
Like if everything is going normal or as we'd expect, we don't have any plans to really make any changes. The only rotation I would mention is that we have Sanchez, our 7th player, is rotating him in and out with whoever we decide to rotate with on whatever game we decide we're going to have him play. So
right on.
Like when we're going in with our strongest 6, like it's pretty set at this point.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Really awful if you guys lost the first game of the tournament.
We did the
That would be
draw
awful, wouldn't it?
last week. I can't remember. You guys are playing each other in the first game?
Yep.
Oh, that's
correct.
Awesome.
And my team's supposed to ref that game.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
I'd say not only is it our first match, but it is the first match of the tournament.
That's amazing. Well, it's a good thing you guys are getting all your practice out now. That's good. DK, what about you, man? Like, have you hashtag rigged? Have you guys kind of got an idea of lineups going in, or I mean, it's hard because you guys are kind of scattered, right?
Yeah, we are kind of scattered. We have not had a full 6-person, let alone 7-person team practice because actually, I think all 3 of our teams in this episode are running 7 players, which is relatively new for a lot of people. I've only been on a 7-person team once or twice, and generally speaking, I tend to like kind of be opposed to 7-person teams. But I think it is really good that we got the 7 together that we did this year, because it really is kind of like a California unity type team. But in order to rotate people in and out effectively, we definitely have a couple of different looks we're planning to give folks, and part of that will be adjusting to who's sitting and who isn't, and part of it will also be discovering, since we haven't had those official practices, like what is going to be our best lineup, our best 6 in what positions going into finals. So it's good that we're going to get the round play, then we're going to get more pool play against people who hopefully we're going to see in finals. So I think it'll be a really good system. I'm looking forward to playing with people because the only person I haven't been on a Nats team with on my team is Autumn. I've played with everybody before.
What?
At some point or another, but this is the first time we've really gotten all of us together.
That surprises me a little bit. I think I just assumed that you guys had all played a Nats together at some point. Like, you've obviously played tournaments with Autumn, right? Like,
oh yeah, but she's usually been on like the Sacramento or California B team.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be her first like real A team experience, so to speak. But
awesome.
I think she's up to it.
I think so too. Like the growth that she's had as a player over the last decade. Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is one of the most interesting parts, I think, of Nats too, with like all the lineup talk we're doing, is that especially for teams that haven't had a chance to practice all together as a team, it's like you could come in with whatever ideas you have for lineups. Like, I mean, I was just talking with my team earlier today. Like, I have my guesses for what basically every team is going to have for a lineup, But until they're actually here and figure out what actually works, now every team is probably going to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, or whatever. Because
As you do.
even if you're like Loveland, for example, where they're able to get their teams together and practice every week together, practicing 6-on-6 in Loveland is not the same as playing in Syracuse.
Yeah.
So just because you have an idea of what's going to work in Loveland, you may not know if it's actually going to work until it gets here. And the same applies to every other traveling site too. So it's always interesting the first day or two seeing teams with what ideas they have coming in and seeing what changes and whatnot throughout the week.
Yeah. I am really glad I've been to Syracuse twice in the last 12 months, though, to get a little bit more experience under my belt in that field, because there are definitely some things, especially on this last trip, that I feel like I figured out a little bit more than other times that I'd been there. And previously, I had really kind of no idea how the A team was doing what they were doing. Now I have some idea of why they're doing the things they're doing and how they're positioning things. So I think it will be a good competition.
That's the whole thing with home field advantage, right? Like that's exactly that. So it is we'll talk more about this when Cody's not here, but but
I will say, in terms of like watching the home teams play,
yeah,
most of the time, like in Loveland or Brisbane, fields like that, I'm aware of like how the A team is playing. Usually that's like the style that most people are trying to mimic. But Syracuse is different. Like by and large, when I've seen Syracuse A play together, they don't play what is the classic meta of the Syracuse field. Like there is a way that most people play the Syracuse field, especially in social games. But when the A team's together, like they do different interesting things, partly because they have the advantage of knowing the field and being able to be very aggressive.
yeah.
But I will be curious to see how other teams evolve over the weekend, if we will see a kind of shift away from what has historically been like the way that people understood the Syracuse field is supposed to be played.
I would say that, like, as you said, Cody, like I'm not really that worried about that A team performance, but home field advantage for a B and a C team is massive. Like we saw it in Detroit, their B team had the good fortune of playing Detroit A for months and months and months in the lead up to that tournament, and they did really awesome. I think they came fourth or third. Yeah, third, which is massive. Massive for a B team. I'm not taking anything away from their players because they are good players, but that's the importance of training and also home field advantage.
Yeah, and being a long enough running site that I think not quite to Brisbane level, obviously, but that Detroit like B team was still made up of a lot of people who had 5-10 plus years of experience in that field. So they definitely had gotten their reps in. I feel like it's a little different. Like Colorado 2024, that B team, them placing fourth, I don't want to say it's more impressive than what happened in Detroit, but that was definitely, I could see, a product of the practice and the building that they did with that player base over the span of a year. Like it was very apparent watching them over the span of months how much they benefited from gelling together in their practice games. I don't know how much Detroit B needed that in 19. Like they knew how each other played and they were very good players. That's why they did as well as they did.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So like,
then it just
I'm trying to praise
point.
both teams, but it seems like I'm kind of digging on one more than the other. It's just different.
I get it. But yeah, it's a shame to not take advantage of the situation, right?
So I'm hoping that everyone gets their shit in gear and shows up next Sunday when we decide to get plans together. Because I mean, I don't want to say I'm not worried about the B team. I'm less worried about them than I am about the C team, because the C team still has not played as a full 6/7
really? Oh no.
Since the team was made. So, and most of them are rookies. So if anybody needs the practice, it's them.
They got what, 5 rookies on that team of 7?
Yep. And one of the ones that isn't a rookie has only played in one Nats, and that Nats was 2016.
Right.
So, pseudo rookie at this point with how long it's been.
Yeah.
Well, 21, you mean, right? You're talking about Axeman?
I'm talking about Raz.
Oh, Raz. Okay.
Raz's only Nats was 2016, which doesn't count. Fake Nats.
How do you think that team's going to do against the Armageddon team with.
That's one of the things I was talking to
I'm
Stealth
looking
Elf
forward to
earlier
that
today
one.
because Stealth Elf is on the Armageddon team. I'd have to look. I haven't gone through like all the stats and whatnot, but I don't know if an Armageddon-based team has ever won a match out of Force Nats. And I
But they
think
got
they have,
Stealth Elf. They got Redneck Tech, who has more Force experience than anybody in that C team. Skills has been playing quite a bit of Force
from
recently
what
as well.
I've
So,
heard
like,
from some of the other Armageddon players, Sneaky is arguably the best Force player that plays in the UK Armageddon scene.
oh sure.
So I honestly think that they not only have a chance at winning one match, they could win multiple because I think Cali B isn't even out of the range for them. Right? It's going to be an uphill battle, but I think the games between them, our C team, and Cali B are all going to be very interesting. It's
I think
not
that's
like years
plausible. That's
past
fair.
where the Armageddon team is like a clear
They're the free
bottom.
points. Yeah.
I'd roll hybrids into that as well, just purely from they haven't played together, at all.
Yeah. I think their personnel though, they're kind of a cut above those other teams. I would at least put them one, if not two tiers up from there.
Agreed. I think they're not in that conversation for the bottom ones.
It's one of those where like if they lost one of those games, it would be I wouldn't be stunned, but they would need some things to go wrong for that to happen.
Yeah. That like you catch, the wrong rub of the green or somebody dies out.
Well, that's like always how it works, right? Like if you're one tier above or one tier below another team, it's like the inferior team can win if one or two things go wrong. If there's like two tiers of difference, then maybe a lot of things have to go wrong. Their team don't lose, but that's how it is.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be great spectating, and I can't wait to be the voice of Laserforce Space Marines Internationals 2026.
Yeah, it'll be competitive in those spots, and I do think it is going to be competitive at the top end because, like I said, I think all three of us have aspirations of making finals, if not winning the tournament. So at least one of our three teams is going to be disappointed to go out in third. So that should be a very competitive.
Do you hear that, Loveland? Did you hear that shit talk just there?
Yeah.
Come at me, bro.
Hey, don't sleep on the B team either. It is still home site there.
I think Syracuse B is going to put out a very strong performance. Like that is a very solid list of players. Yeah.
Experienced.
And yeah, I'm certainly not overlooking the Loveland teams. We were taking them very seriously, but it is our belief that we are going to beat them.
And as it should be going in, I think you guys make good points as to like the expectations that you have going into the tournament, especially for all three of you, should be we're winning this tournament. This is our tournament to win. I'm so glad that I just get to sit back and watch it all happen. My knees especially are very, very happy that I get a nice comfy seat behind the cash register.
There's no ramps, there's turf.
Oh dude, I've been making some old man sounds over the course of the last couple of weeks. I won a disc golf tournament last week. There we go.
Hey.
That's where we're at. Granted, it was in the second to shittest division, but a win's a win. Yeah, exactly right, Hammer. Exactly right. I'm terrified of that.
Don't worry. No one has ever injured their lower leg in Syracuse ever. I've never heard of that happening at any point. So I think
yeah, but more worried about concussion.
I mean, if the Syracuse hotels count, Cody, watch me into my knee pretty bad.
First Armageddon I ever played, Cope gets me to sign up literally the day before the tournament just for us to be playing Qzar in the hotel, and he blows out every ligament in his knee day one.
What did you do? Did you just pivot wrong or?
Exactly. Yep. Pivoted wrong, and everything that attaches on the inside of my knee just snapped.
It was great though when we went down to PA and bought like one of those granny walkers for him, and even played one of the Force games walking around with that in there by the end because we had already locked up first going into Force.
Is that non-standard Laserforce equipment? Does that count?
Accessibility device. It's okay.
Okay,
good.
sweet.
So I can play it for another 40 years. It'll be great.
Dude, that sounds like a gnarly injury. Like, was it like full on like ACL kind of?
Everything except for the ACL. So tore my MCL, MPFL, my adductor dislocated my kneecap and cracked the lateral conda of my femur. So it was
Good
a
God.
freak.
All from playing Qzar in a hotel.
Yeah.
Did you make a crazy noise when you did it? Or you...
I think I just went down. Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
That's what we should be telling the athletes in other sports. They're just like, oh yeah, got some bad injuries. Like, really? But did you blow out every ligament in your knee playing your sport? No, I bet you only destroyed one of your ligaments. You should try playing a real sport like Qzar.
I mean, it's almost fortunate that the ACL kind of hung on for dear life, right? Because that one's yeah, I mean, at that point, you're like, whatever, what's one more? It's the difference between my leg falling off and not, but who cares, whatever. That's the injury you get from a crocodile death roll. That's gnarly, dude. For that one's for all you Australians out there. You got me. Well, we're putting good vibes out, and hopefully we don't catch any of that kind of horse shit at this tournament. Both Armageddon and Laserforce Space Marines Internationals.
Sure.
Got you too. Well, hey, I think we'll probably call it there for the day. Because I know Cody's technically at work now.
Yep. I've been on the clock for the last 30 minutes. I have actually been doing stuff on the side every so often.
But like, if you need me, hit me up and chat.
Hey, you can write this off as a business expense.
Exactly right. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. And Cope, obviously, very nice to talk with you for the first time. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person and having a cheeky beverage, alcoholic or not, whatever. Is there any points that you guys want to make before we cut a track today? Is there anything else that we missed? I think we touched on everything, right?
Yeah, I
everything that I would think of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we forgot anything, which probably wasn't that important, but that's all right. We'll be on hopefully next week. We are what, 5 weeks at a push?
5 weeks, I think, until my flight departs.
Goodness
5
me.
weeks from tonight, I believe.
What a time to be doing all of the productions. Like I said at the top of the show, we're going to try and do another charity stream on the Resupply channel here at the end of June, be the last weekend of June. At this point, I'm not 100% sure on what our hook will be. I'm trying to find maybe a sponsor to come on and give away like a big ticket item. We did the PlayStation, PS5 a couple years ago. If I can wrangle one for not a horrendous price, or if I can find somebody to sponsor the stream, we'll give another one away.
Speaking of rig drawings,
this time not to my mother. Yeah, that one actually ended up making its way to my cousin's house and not my house. But we did all of that above board. Everyone saw the whole process. We were very transparent. But yeah, we'll look to raise money for another awesome cause. Yeah, we'll let you know what the bounty will be. I'm gonna be losing most of my hair during that stream anyway. Hopefully not this year, but we'll see. If we get real desperate, it's always there as a goal.
Sounds like Steve's shaving his pubes on stream.
Dude, I got waxed down in the last one, and it wasn't very pleasant, but we'll probably do it again. Probably. Yeah, but we'll keep an eye out. I don't know if we'll reach the same heights as we did. We can always strive to do that, but I think any amount of money that we raise, I think will be greatly appreciated. So if you can put aside $50 or some of your time and come hang out with us on that stream, but I'll put dates and shit out closer to the time. To our guests, Cope with It, Cody, thank you boys so much for hanging out with us today. If you're familiar with the show, follow our lead in the outro. Cody, you go first, and then Cope follow, but you'll get it. DK, and I see you, bro. We'll see you next week. We on for next week? I think we're on for next week.
As far as I know.
As far as I know as well. I think everything in the lead up to Nats is now stream focused. So we're going to do as many of these shows as we can. We've got a team breakdown. What's it called when you do the thing? You talk about all the teams.
Team preview.
Yeah,
tournament preview. Team
yeah.
breakdown. Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Our prediction one. That's the one. Coming up in the next couple of weeks. But for this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
I've been Cody.
And I've been Cope with It.
Fuck, you guys are on. Always remember to backtrack, kids. Sort out your travel insurance. And we will see you guys soon. Ka kite anō.
Watch out.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be what we reap. 'Cause you don't know what I know. You don't feel